Hello, this is Edwin Dearborn, another edition of Caffeinated Content. We're talking about great business ideas over that hot cup of coffee. Your resistance to marketing is costing you more money than marketing. Let me give you an example. Yesterday I met with two individuals separately, both very intelligent, very ambitious, people that I really trust, that I turn to advice in their particular sectors of what they do. And they both were talking to me about how to expand their brand. How do I get more customers in 2019? And I pretty much told them the same thing, obviously with their own variations of how it would affect their brand. But I said, you've got to create content, answer questions, put yourself, your personality out there, see who resonates with you, and the more people that you reach out to, the more resonance that you build, the more trust you build, the more authority you build. Go on video. Now I want you to just create 1 minute, 2 minute videos. Answer common questions that you hear all the time, or comment on the news as it's happening. But position yourself as the person in the know. Now, one individual literally within a matter of hours wrote down the top 100 questions, emailed me the document, and within the next week or two we'll probably be creating about 25 videos. He's getting a videographer, he gets it, he's going to email them, we're optimizing it on YouTube. The other individual, same advice pretty much, and the resistance was just like, you could feel it in the air. And I told that individual, that resistance right there is what's going to prevent you from expanding your brand and bringing on more customers, more strategic relationships, more recruits, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Your unwillingness to put yourself out there and answer simple questions is going to cost you money. Now we take these two individuals as a comparison over the next year, and we say one individual completely embraces this idea of answering questions, putting his content out there, positioning himself as a thought leader, an authority. Not trying to sell people, but educate people, enlighten people, provide information, and at the end of it go, by the way, if you like what I had to say, or if I'm somebody that you'd like to do business with, why don't you reach out to me? So that person goes ahead and does it, and the other person continues with their resistance. Who do you think is going to see more opportunities magically appear in front of them? Right. Who's going to get more market share, relatively speaking? The person who puts out the authoritative content. And I see this constantly where the barrier to the person's expansion is not the competition, it's not the President of the United States, it's not the economy, it's not this, it's not that. They have an internal resistance that bars them from reaching out with communication. They're unwilling, right? Their own considerations, their own small think actually manifests itself into a physical universe resistance. So strong that they actually prevent themselves from executing good ideas. Good ideas come their way, they actually stop them. Good opportunities present themselves potentially, they stop them. Because in today's world, look, you just go to a Starbucks, just go to a coffee shop, go to a library, go to an airport. People are staring at mobile devices, they're watching videos. They're listening to podcasts in their car. They're consuming content. And in actual fact, people are starving for really on-point, excellent content. This is why you see people that are great content creators get a lot of shares. They get a lot of views because there's a thirst out there. There's a hunger for great content. Now, I know that you go, well, I can't create great content. Look, you can start creating content and get better. That's the key. Is like you have to start executing, look at your own work, evaluate where you can improve, get feedback, see what content resonates the most, right? And constantly improve. Learn how to do it better and better and better. You don't go, well, I'm not going to ride a bicycle because I can't win the Tour de France. Believe me, the guys who win the Tour de France had to do a lot of bicycling before they got to that level of professionalism. They had to get on that bicycle when they were 5 or 6 years old and fall off, right? They had to compete in non-popular races that didn't garner any money. They had to move up the ranks. This is true of dieting. This is true of anything. Learning how to play the guitar. You're going to have to begin, and then through trial and error, through learning, through practice, through persistence, and continue to do it, guess what? You become better. But at some point, all these great champions, all these great guitar players, musicians, whatever example we want to use, they had to overcome their own resistance. Their ambitions were greater than their resistance. And when your resistance is greater than your ambitions, you're actually going to not experience the opportunities that you would if you were putting out their content. And I'll give you one example for myself. One of my connections here on Facebook consumes my content. And I was putting out caffeinated content now for about a year or so. And although she was not the person that would ultimately do business with me, she knew somebody, right? So here's the key, is I'm not just distributing my content to the people that I'm connected to, I'm potentially getting my content shared to other people's connections and databases, right? Their warm market. So I have my warm market, level 1, but then my warm market has a warm market level 2. And you never know, that introduction that she made is going to make me a lot of money, and it's going to put me in front of a lot of powerful, influential people. So although she wasn't that powerful and influential people, she loved my content so much. I built so much trust with her. She was like, you know what? I have a piece of content of yours. I'm going to put it in front of this influential person. He saw my content. He liked it. We made the introduction. And guess what? I'm going to be helping him create content for his brand. But what if I had the resistance of creating my own content in the first place? I would have never developed that relationship. You see, your content is not just being consumed by your first level connections. If you consistently do it well and you work on making your content better, it will then get to the second and even the third level. It will even be discovered by people randomly if you upload it to YouTube and optimize it and you promote it through email and boost it with paid advertising. Now you're reaching people that you would have never reached because you had the courage, the gumption to actually create the content, put some money and effort and some intelligence behind it, and next thing you know, opportunities are coming your way. And that is how it works in today's world. So now if you're having a problem coming up with the creativity, the ideation, or even lacking the ambition, or need help overcoming that resistance that I talk about, then you should reach out to me, because I've helped people navigate those complex waters and come out the other end winning with their content marketing strategy. Okay, if you like this, give it a thumbs up or a heart or a like or whatever. Please share it. And we will talk to you soon on another edition of Caffeinated Content. Bye-bye.